Hello world, I'm Chris Pirillo and you're watching my live Apple Watch review. I decided to do it differently this time. Streaming it live, of course, to all of my patrons, aka the Super Nomies. It'll go live for everybody to watch eventually, just not when it is live. It's just another one of the bonuses that you get every single day by supporting me, starting at just $2 a month. More information on how you can support our endeavors at chrispirillo.com. I've been wearing the Apple Watch pretty much from the day that I got it, about a month or so ago. And originally, I wasn't sure I was even going to like the Apple Watch. I wanted to wear the Apple Watch for a month, if only to give you a greater perspective over my experiences, instead of just wearing it for a couple of days and then giving a review, as some people are inclined to do. They don't really give it a fair shake, and if this is something that's going to cost you potentially hundreds of dollars, I think you deserve to know whether or not it's going to be a good purchase for you. I'm not really a watch wearer, but after a month, it kind of melts away. You might remember when I unboxed it and tried it for the first time, I struggled with getting it on. I still do struggle with getting it on, even though I put it on every morning. Actually, I put it on, take it off, put it on again, because I don't shower with it. But after a month's use, regular use, having it on at just about any waking hour, it's melting away. I don't feel it there anymore. Yes, my wrist still does sweat. Yes, I do get agitated. I could probably find a better setting than one I found specifically for this particular watch band on my wrist. I had to use the smaller band or the shorter band, and I was able to get it accommodated with relative simplicity. I believe it's got a very clean design. I was not embarrassed to wear this. It looks techy. It looks stylish. Not that I know much about style. Here I am wearing a Steve Jobs t-shirt that someone made of all of his quotes. It's kind of like an amalgamation of Steve Jobs there. Wow. That looks weird when I do that. It was something that prompted a few people to ask me how I thought of the iWatch. Now, I said that on purpose. It's not the iWatch. It's the Apple Watch. But inevitably, every person who asked, and I would say 4 or 5 people asked me when they saw it if it was the iWatch and what I thought. And I pretty much gave them the same, I guess, review as I'm going to give you, or am giving you right now. But they always called it the iWatch. So Apple's got a long way to go in terms of branding with the Apple Watch. This isn't just for me, but I believe for everybody, the primary use case for the Apple Watch today is fitness tracking. You know, you've got the ability to automatically calculate your activity, like your exercise, your movement, how many calories you've burned, how many steps you've taken. You have to stand up at least once an hour, or the watch gets mad. Well, it doesn't really get angry, but it reminds you. And it's one of those features that theoretically works, but sometimes I've been walking around during the course of an hour, and then I sit down, and then like 5 minutes later, it goes, bing, time to stand. I'm like, I was just standing for like a half hour and moving around. So I wouldn't say that it's perfect. They've definitely got a few kinks to work out, but I think still the primary use case for the Apple Watch today is fitness tracking, is monitoring what you're doing, monitoring your activity, or getting a better idea of how active or inactive you are. It's easy to change goals. It's easy to set goals. It's easy to look at what you've attained over time. It's relatively straightforward, and I honestly don't see any other application at this time that I believe is anywhere near the usefulness of that, at least at a moment's notice, or at least during the course of a day when you're generating a lot of this data. There are virtually no useful third-party apps. None whatsoever. In fact, the only third-party apps I currently have, and you know how many apps I have, like hundreds upon hundreds on my iPhone and my iPad. As far as third-party apps are concerned, I'm looking here, I've got a calculator app, which I don't even use all that much. It's just more like, hey, I want to wear a calculator on my wrist like they used to do when I was in grade school back in the day, but I haven't used it. It's just as easy to launch Siri and then dictate some kind of calculation. And I also have like a moon phase app. I know you can change the certain components of the watch face to show the moon phase, but I didn't want to look at it all the time. And so I could use it. It's nice, easy glance if I need to. Have I used it? No. Is it nice to have? Yes. That, believe it or not, is the most useful app that I found, and it's really not all that useful. Every other third-party app I've tried, I'm not going to say sucks, but it's just kind of pointless. Battery life, that's what I wanted to talk about. I'm currently at 95%, and I can't say that I'm using it any more or less than an average day, but this is pretty typical. I could get through a full day and maybe be at 60 or 70% battery life. That's not an anomaly. 95%, I only charged it, I guess, in the time that I had it on in the morning, took it off, took a shower, put it back on. But battery life's just not an issue. And I don't know if anybody's complained about it, honestly, because I haven't watched a lot of reviews, maybe like you have, but I have not had an issue. Battery life is excellent. But then again, I'm not someone who's clicking around on various icons and using the watch constantly. Like, if you're using the watch constantly, you do realize that there is a world out there beyond computing, right? I'm gonna make you aware of that. I just wanted to be clear. I would probably give the Apple Watch a B+ in terms of a score, in terms of general usability, in terms of general fluidity, in terms of usefulness, in terms of execution, knowing full well that it's a version 1.0 product. As much as I have enjoyed the product, as much as I have used it, this is not a must-buy. This is a good buy, I believe, and I don't mean goodbye, see ya. It's a good purchase. There, I can phrase it that way. But it's not a must-have. Absolutely not a must-have. I think this is for someone who wears a watch regularly and wants to track their data. I don't know if I can think of any other use case for the Apple Watch. If you don't fit that profile, I'm telling you, this is not going to be a good purchase for you at all. I believe it's not for someone who doesn't care about fitness. So if you don't care at all about fitness, don't get the watch. Thank you for tuning in. I do appreciate all the support that you give me in whatever way that you deem fit. I do appreciate it, especially all my super nomies, aka the patrons. You can become one and get all sorts of bonuses every single day. Just $2 a month, starting there on up. That's what it takes to support me in every way that you could possibly think of. Just head over to chrispirillo.com. Thank you again, and at this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices.